Hello everyone, Rimea here. After 2 months of no new information about Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Nintendo recently premiered a 15-minute direct focused on the game. When this was announced, I figured that meant we'd get a 2-minute trailer and then some additional information on top of that. But no, we basically got a 15-minute long trailer. It's kinda crazy. On top of that, certain people have already had the opportunity to play parts of the game, so there's loads of footage outside of the direct that has also been published in the past few days. If I were to go through everything that's been shown frame by frame, like I did for the reveal trailer, we'd be here for literal hours, and I'd be spoiling a large portion of the game. Instead, I'll just be highlighting some stuff I've noticed in the direct specifically, but I won't be repeating anything that's explicitly explained in the trailer. So let's start with the opening cutscene. The way in which it is presented feels very similar to the opening cutscene of New Super Mario Bros. 2, with how it takes place in what looks like a normal level environment. Bowser swooping in his clown car is also very reminiscent of the Koopalings doing the same thing in NSMB 2. Except for the reveals of Nabbit and Toadette as playable characters, I think the most interesting thing here is that Bowser literally becomes the castle ship that we've seen before. This makes me wonder what the game's final fight is going to look like. Are we going to fight a castle? Is Mario going to merge with Peach's castle to do so? Or are we going to be fighting an elephant version of Bowser, similar to how 3D World has Meowser? After this transformation, these giant grey piranha plants also emerge. They look like 3D World's piranha creepers, and they're the same ones that block you from entering levels unless you pay with Wonder Seeds. We also see this ship transform a poplin house into a prison, which is what it transforms from once you beat a level as shown at the end of the first trailer. These guys are called poplins, by the way. We then see the ship transforming level nodes on the World 1 map from blue to red. This is the same cutscene we also saw a small part of in the first trailer actually. It's weird how the characters all seem pretty cheery right after this terrible stuff happened. Maybe something was cut out of the cutscene here? Further on in the trailer, we see some more clips of the world map. In fact, these are the same areas we saw in the first trailer. Here we get a look at a badge challenge level. There seem to be loads of those, judging from how many we see on the map in this trailer alone. And then here, we get a look at the golden waterfalls and geometric cliffs of the World 3 map, an oasis segment of the World 4 map, the upper part of the World 5 map, and a castle in the World 6 map, all for the first time. It looks like Wonder Seeds and flowers are a different color in each world, like here they're pink and here they're green. Later on in the trailer, the different colors of Wonder Flowers are specifically highlighted, so if you're ever wondering what world a level takes place in, just look at the color of the Wonder stuff. There's quite a lot of stuff in this trailer that reminds me of Super Mario 3D World in particular, like this Ghost House course icon here, or the design of this castle, or, of course, the free movement on the world maps. I also believe this map segment is the only time in the trailer we see Podoboos, by the way. Lastly, this segment shows the Petal Isles, which is the beach area that's in the middle of all the other worlds. It kinda reminds me of some of the worlds in Super Mario Bros. 3. I guess you'll go through a corner of this area each time you go from world to world, which should make for a very interesting game structure. We then get a zoomed out look at the game's entire world map. Beating a world seems to require you to collect a massive Wonder Seed of some sort, and this also once again suggests that the seeds and flowers in each world are a different color, since the World 1 seed is blue and the World 2 seed is teal. By the way, look at how cool World 2 is. It starts out as a snow area, but then you climb this tree made out of pink clouds up to a castle. I can't believe this is a world theme for a 2D Mario game. Also, the positioning of Bowser's castle on the map here is very reminiscent of Super Mario World. In fact, I'd say the whole game feels somewhat inspired by Super Mario World. Just look at the way the grass wraps around the terrain, the fact that Bowser is back in his clown car, or even that players can once again kick items up in the air. We then get properly introduced to World 1, which is named after the pipe-shaped mountains that can be seen throughout its various landscapes. Fluff Puff Peaks is the aforementioned area that goes from Snow to Cloud World. Shining Falls might be the most interesting world theme that's been revealed. Like, is this a cave world? We've seen these geometric shapes in all sorts of levels throughout both trailers, and I'm just really happy that most worlds in this game don't seem to stick to just one theme. There's also this part where the player rides a platform with a hoppy cat inside of it, allowing you to launch a projectile every time you jump. That's really cool. It's also noteworthy how the presenter says that the Petal Isles mostly consists of beach and cave levels. That's another interesting combination of level themes. It's interesting that we never get to learn the names of the remaining worlds. I suppose Nintendo is trying to keep the trailer somewhat spoiler-free in that way. Anyways, World 4 seems like mostly a traditional desert world, but with this big palace taking up a large portion of the map. I also think some of the sky levels we've seen probably take place in this world judging from these mountains and clouds here. World 5 seems like another cave world to some extent, this time focused around mushrooms and weird goo. And World 6 seems like a pretty traditional lava world, albeit once again in a cave. The reason there are so many cave worlds might be because there don't seem to be any random cave levels scattered throughout the other worlds like there usually are in Mario games. I also just want to point out that this fire spike segment has lava not only on the bottom of the screen, but also on the top. There's even buzzy beetles walking through the lava like in the Super Mario Bros. A-3. During this world map segment, we also see what looks like the confirmation of secret exits returning. Like, in this segment, we see this path that's unlocked that wasn't there in the reveal trailer at all. That seems to just be a pipe though, so maybe this is just a shortcut to get back to the beginning area and not a secret route at all. By the way, what's up with the level difficulty rating system? There's a 4-star difficulty level in World 1, and we see 2-star levels in World 6. That seems like weird difficulty progression, doesn't it? Maybe the difficulty rating scales with the world you're in, so a 4-star level in World 1 might be just as difficult as a 2-star level in World 6. The fact that you can skip certain levels might mean you'll occasionally encounter very difficult levels in otherwise easy areas, but that just doesn't seem like good design to me. Oh yeah, we also get another look at the world map HUD here. The Wonder Seed icon actually changes to match the color of the Wonder Seeds in the world you're in. This button in the bottom right here actually wasn't there in the first trailer, because this is for the badges, which hadn't really been revealed at that point. The HUD also keeps track of the amount of Wonder Seeds needed to unlock levels in the world you're in, like this 10 lock here corresponds to this level. We also get a more close-up look at all of World 1 here, allowing us to get a better sense of how big a single world in this game truly is. The smaller nodes seem to indicate non-traditional levels like Wonder Seed challenges, but even without those, I still count 14 levels in just this world. Though notably, badge challenge levels do seem to count as full levels, since they have a big node on both maps. There's also a special icon for the shop and castle, so maybe the castles aren't traditional levels like they usually are in Mario games? By the way, there's a small node here that doesn't seem to correspond to anything on the map, except... could it be there's a node hidden at this blue circle here? That would be in line with how secrets in the 3D World map system were occasionally hidden. In fact, we do see a Wonder Seed challenge there in the later part of the trailer. We then get some more glimpses at level environments. We haven't seen this sweet canyon looking area before, but I'm betting it takes place in the southeast of Petal Isles, right here. During the character introductions, Luigi is of course introduced in a spooky environment with a fake door enemy. This might in fact be that ghost house level in World 5. Also wait, did Toad just do a diving animation into the water? It looks like underwater controls are still mostly what you'd expect, but that's a neat touch. Though actually, later on in the trailer, we do see a player swimming with a Koopa shell. Once again, players can throw items upwards like in Super Mario World. I also believe this clip is the only time we see Pokies in this trailer. In this clip, I think it's noteworthy that the fire piranha plants here have their black design from Super Mario 3D Land and World. Also, look at how many fireballs they shot. I'm sure you noticed, but in this clip with normal looking spikes here, why does Yoshi's mouth look like that when he eats something? Who would design this? When Yoshi eats the dry bones, which he normally can't do by the way, he spits out 3 bones. Also, this section, which seems to take place in World 4, has similar purple and green goo to that in World 5. Though it's not identical. Maybe that's just the Bowser liquid for this game. It does match the colors of his spaceship. During the enemy introduction segment, we also get a quick look at the return of Sparkies from Super Mario World. We also see red POW blocks, like in New Super Mario Bros. 2. Later in the trailer, Mario also throws one up in the air, which is interesting because previously only blue POW blocks could be held and thrown. During the power-up introduction, did you notice that the bubble flower actually floats away in a bubble? Kind of like the propeller mushroom. Also, much like we've seen for the elephant transformation, each power-up transformation in this game has a unique symbol and pose that will appear for a second when you get the power-up, even the fire flower. In general, I think it's super interesting that this game doesn't have any sort of main flying power-up. Sure, there's the floating hat badge, but basically every 2D Mario's main power-up allows flight to some extent, so the lack of that in this game should make precise platforming a lot more integral. Bubble Mario functions pretty much how you'd expect. I like that you actually blow the bubble out of your mouth, but yeah, it's basically just Blue Baby Yoshi's power. The drill power-up also allows you to uncover these glowing spots on the ceiling to get some coins, by the way. Also, what's up with these blocks in this level? Down here, we get a glimpse at a much bigger version of a fire piranha plant. In this clip, Mario steps on this pipe, which starts to go down, which in turn seems to also cause the pipe to rise up from below the ground, pushing this spike enemy upwards. There honestly isn't that much to be said about the wonder segments that get shown off here. You probably already noticed how the space effect is much like it is in Super Mario Land 2. The Goomba transformation allows you to fit into small gaps and walk on spikes, like down here. And I think it's funny how Mario flaps his arms to move around during the balloon transformation. As for the badges, did you notice how the badge slots into Prince Florian's crown and stays there? So if you equip one of the blue badges, it actually adds a blue flower to his crown. In fact, this was already technically spoiled by the game's box art ages ago, since there, Prince Florian appears with a badge in his crown which couldn't be seen throughout the reveal trailer at all. We see gameplay of most of the badges throughout this trailer, apart from the floating high jump, I believe. If I were to guess, that just gives you a very Luigi-like jump. There's also this badge, which seems to unlock the triple jump, which was notably missing in the first trailer. You also have the option of selecting the Prince's Choice. If I were to guess, this equips whatever badge the game designers thought was most fitting for the level you're about to play. We see a lot of footage of badge challenge levels here. I have no idea why, but the talking flowers are always red in these levels, but they don't have a different color anywhere else. When you buy a badge from a poplin, their head actually opens up into a flower. That's probably a visual way of indicating that you've gotten what you needed from that shop. During the multiplayer segment, we get a look at these crazy looking enemies here. They look like some sort of wiggler wearing helmets and boxing gloves moving along tracks. It's crazy stuff. This segment also gives us a brief glimpse at a Hammer Bro, by the way. And we also get a look at the game's menu. Wait, can we take in-game screenshots? There's also a brief clip where we can see Hammer Bros being spawned in with the same purple and green clouds that trail behind Bowser in this game, so this is almost certainly a castle level. Towards the end of the trailer, we get a much better look at the lower part of the Roll 2 map, with a Captain Toad cameo, no less. Also, this segment where Yoshi, dies seems to be a beat block level or something like that. The platforms are disappearing in sync with the beating of the music notes in the background. And here, we get to see some really interesting stuff. This is Bowser in the middle of Petal Isles, surrounded by several giant grey piranha plants made of clouds which each glow a different colour. I think what we're seeing here is what happens when you collect a giant wonder seed. Like here we see World 1's giant wonder seed, the blue one, vanquishing the blue piranha plant cloud, getting us one step closer to unlocking Bowser's castle. In fact, could it be that this next clip is inside of Bowser's castle? The green burners and Bowser's symbol here sure seem to match his aesthetic. There's also another previously unseen wonder effect here. There are stars raining down, and collecting one seems to prolong the timer in this segment. And that's where the trailer ends. We get a reconfirmation of the release date, and a look at a pretty mediocre Switch model, but that's all the in-game information there is. Well, except for the website, there's even some more footage on there, or no, I mean the Japanese website, but wait, no, people have already started recording and uploading their footage at preview events. Wait, should I also analyze that? How much longer should this video go on for? Okay, no, that's it for this video. I could speculate some more about the transformations that are only shown on the Japanese website, or the music, which all seems to feature the same leitmotif, or look at this crazy looking airship screenshot. But I mean, the game comes out in like 7 weeks. I really don't want to spoil it for myself and you guys by having to comb through hours of in-game footage. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you liked the video and blah blah blah. You know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested, I'll probably be doing a playthrough of this game once it comes out, so stay tuned for that. But until then, see you later, and bye bye.